Male mental health is no joke, and to this day, it's still not getting the attention that it needs. Men are suffering, men are struggling, and the saddest part about it is that they're getting bullied for it. Imagine getting bullied for a lot of situations that are not your fault. Like, I've always been bullied because I've been broke, and it's like from when I was a child, it was never my fault. It's like, if my parents don't have money, what does it have to do with me? If I come to school, or if you see me in the street in tattered rags, you're gonna blame me and make fun of me for my parents not having money. And it's like, it's the same situation for a lot of men out there. Men are getting bullied and ridiculed for having it hard in life, and for having to take the long way around, for having to do things the hard way to be successful. Men are absolutely being berated, belittled, and ostracized and cancelled and made fun of for essentially having it hard in life. And I don't understand how people can expect to build a society, to build some form of a utopia of humanity around such stupidity or such stupid ideologies of how men should be. Men can't cry, men can't show emotions, men can't do this. And honestly speaking, a lot of these are perpetuated by the other gender. I'm not gonna say them because I don't want to make this video about them. But men have it rough, you know. I watched a video about where Piers Morgan was interviewing Jordan Peterson. Now Jordan Peterson was asked a very was he was asked a question, and he kind of broke down a little bit and started crying because here's the clip. Here's the clip.
On you, this insane man, this pseudo-intellectual hero to the incel community. Incel being these weirdo loner men who are despicable in many ways. Is that you? Are you the intellectual hero to these people?
Sure, why not? People have been after me for a long time because I've been speaking to disaffected young men. What a terrible thing to do that is. I thought the marginalized were supposed to have a voice.
Now, as you can see, Jordan Peterson is really very emotional. He's a very emotional man, and he's not a young man. He's a pretty up there in age man. And for a man to show so much emotion really means that he cares, because a lot of the things he does, he cares. He cares. I'm sure he could have retired into a life of out leaving the internet, and then when he first got cancelled, leaving the internet. But he does a lot of this because he essentially makes money, and he wants to help people. There's been many people in comment section saying that Jordan Peterson saved my marriage, Jordan Peterson saved my life, Jordan Peterson this, Jordan Peterson that. And the funniest thing is that the men who advocate for masculinity and the men who advocate for essentially the whole masculinity of men and the support, the love and the care of men and the awareness and the self-awareness of men all get cancelled and booed off the platform. Like, these are essentially your Ben Shapiro's, your Andrew Tate's, your Kevin Samuels, or Jordan Petersons. There's many various other people out there that I don't know enough to mention. But essentially, yes, these are people who've absolutely been targeted harshly on the internet, and they've absolutely been tried to cancel. There have been so many attempted cancellations over and over again. There was many times where they did it to Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro. And the crazy thing is that, for example, someone like Kevin Samuels, who preaches love in relationships and how to manage relationships and fairness and equality, people hated Kevin Samuels. People hated everything that he really stood for, and no one really understood. I was also on the hate train of Kevin Samuels, but eventually, after hearing what he had to say, I gave him a chance. And apparently, he was right about a lot of things about raising kids where in a household with two parents, which is a mother and a father, or at least raising a two-parent household with kids. Now, Andrew Tate is someone that was cancelled off the platform completely. They removed him, they scrubbed all of his social media, so Andrew Tate cannot give any information or any advice to struggling men. And struggling men really need the support. Now, bear in mind, I do not support this thing of using self-help, of trying to sell courses and self-help and master classes and stuff. I don't buy that. If you really want to help people, you should be willing to help them for free. But at least with Jordan Peterson, he sells books. He has numerous popular and best-selling books. Now, with that, I just want to say that male mental health needs to stop being made fun of, and men need to stop being called weak for essentially showing their emotions and being honest with people and opening up. Almost each and every person I've tried to open up to has pretty much shut me out because of my mental health and stuff. And it's like, when you try to open up as a man and people shut you out, it was the same line of, oh no, you can talk to me anytime you need to, I'm here for you. Then maybe like a week or two, maybe even a month later, after chatting and stuff, I'd come back, or I would come back and say hey, I'll say hey, and then they would leave me on red. The same person who said, "No, I'm here for you anytime you need me. We can talk. We can tell me anything." Then they would leave me on red and ignore me. Man, I swear, it's rough being a man. But anyway, male mental health is something that needs to be taken seriously. It needs a lot more attention. I've seen more negative or bad mental health in grown men than in young boys. But anyway, this is Controversial signing off. I don't want to keep this video too long. I'll see all of you guys next video, eh? Goodbye.